All right, Lee Pace with Go Heels Television. Delighted to be joined by Gene Chizik, the one-year defensive coordinator for the Tar Heels. Coach, first let me ask you, you've been out recruiting now for 1 year for Carolina for Coach Fedora. What has been the feel you've gotten out there in the recruiting marketplace for the Carolina brand and the opportunity here?
Well, I think that we have been very well received at all of the different schools that I've been in. And obviously we recruit pretty much across the country. So I really feel like the brand is out there. I think obviously with the season that we had this year, Lee, that really kind of boosted our brand, if you will. Right. And I think the Carolina name is out there, and it's rolling strong. And I think that, by the evidence of this class, you can see that it is strong and will be strong for a long time to come.
15 players signed for defense. You had needs all across the board, every position. It looks like you did a nice job fitting some of those. And several of these young men are already on campus. Linebacker Jonathan Smith, junior college transfer J.B. Copeland. Let's start with those linebackers because that is a pressing need for this program.
Yeah, it really is. If you look at our defense and you look at what we lost, two significant losses obviously were Jeff Schottmer and Shaquille Rashad. So two of our three linebackers are gone, and so that was a huge need for us, a very much of a pressing need. So obviously bringing Jonathan Smith in and J.B. Copeland in at midterm was big. Right. Also being able to, sign two others as well, four linebackers altogether in this class was big. That's the middle of our defense, right. And so that was a major priority. But I also feel good about the other levels of our defense as well, both the defensive line and the secondary. So we really kind of had a big signing class this time around, right. To fill a lot of needs, not only with just depth, but also with quality guys to replace a lot of quality guys that we lost.
One thing you did not have last year was a really quality edge rusher, and it looks like maybe you've got that in Tamon Fox.
Well, we hope so. We think that Tamon has definitely given us a little bit of an edge there. We think that's what he's going to be. And then you have some longer linebackers like Dominique Ross, who we think also is going to be able to be a guy that can create some edge pass rush pressure, whether different ways that you use him, but being able to create some pass rush with some longer, sleeker guys like that, I think is going to be big.
Kyrie Campbell was a young man, a defensive tackle who could have gone literally anywhere in the country, but he picked the Tar Heels. How much will he help you kind of bolster up that inside run defense game?
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously in defensive football, in any sport, really, you got to be thick in the middle of your defense. Right. And I think he gives us the ability to have that 6'3", 6'4", 315-pound guy in the middle of the defense. Right. And they're really hard to come by. Guys that are athletic and that can move at that size, there's not a lot of them out there. So we were really, really happy to get Kyrie. He committed to us a long time ago, stayed with his commitment. So that's going to be a huge bolstering of a much-needed, stout defensive line for this league and any league. But he's going to help us, move in that direction.
And two January enrollees in the secondary, both coincidentally named Miles, Miles Doran, Miles Wolfolk. Again, these two young men could have gone anywhere they wanted. They're here in Chapel Hill. You got to feel good about them, getting them indoctrinated for spring football.
Absolutely. One from obviously the home state, obviously Torn Dorn, a great player here, right. And then Miles Wolfolk coming from Virginia. Two huge gets. Right. The secondary, definitely, we got to build some depth. We got to have some guys in here that can come in and play. Obviously, we lost Sam Smiley. Right. So in the secondary, we're going to bring in these young guys and we're going to have them compete for jobs. So having these two guys here in the spring is going to be huge, moving that direction. But along with those two, we signed several others that we really think are going to bolster the secondary unit.
Very good. Well, Gene Chizik ready to get going now with Blue Dawn with spring ball. Coming up the latter part of the season, what are your priorities now as you go into spring ball? What do you want to get established very quickly in March?
Well, we're going to really do, Lee, a lot of assessment just on, where we were good, where we were poor, when we were poor, why. Right. So we're going to do a lot of self-assessment, a lot of self-scout. We'll know more when we get through that process. Obviously, we just got off the road, so right. That process starts immediately. And then we're going to have a better idea of exactly where we need to head in the spring. But obviously, we want to continue to build on some things that were positive. We also want to start correcting the things that we kind of saw that were glaring problems as well. So, but we're always going to build on the physicality of the defense. We're always going to build on the mentality and having the right mentality to play this game. Those things will never change. But as far as the details of all the things that we need to improve in, we're going to know more of that going into March. And we've got a long way to go, but we feel really good about the direction we're headed.
Good deal. Well, thanks for your time, Gene Chizik. That's it from Keenan Football Center this morning, and we'll have more as the day goes on Go Heels Television.
Carolina football season tickets are on sale now. Visit RaiseUpCarolina.com to order yours today.